Hey guys, Georgia here. Today, there's been a lot of new hero cards out, so I'm going to be talking about them with my special guest, SlyHedoTCG.
Howdy, hey.
Alright, so there's been three hero cards, and then one kind of like fusion support card that I also want to talk about as well. So the first one has been out for a while now. It's Elemental Hero Honesty Neos, and it reads, during either player's turn, you can discard this card. Then target one hero monster you control. It gains 2,500 attack points until the end of this turn. During either player's turn, you can discard one hero monster. This card gains attack points equal to the discarded monster's attack points until the end of this turn. You can only use each effective elemental hero Honesty Neos' once per turn. Uh, I don't know. A lot of people seem to think this card is good. I do too, but I don't think it's gonna make the thing that hurts me most about this card is that it's not treated as elemental hero Neos.
Yeah, okay, so here's my problem with it, and it kind of goes into that same situation. Um, this is a card, first off, for anyone who doesn't know, it's based off of the scene in the anime where Honest is used in conjunction with Neos to kill Five God Dragon.
Which is awesome. I
Um,
love that scene
yeah,
when he
oh,
top decks Honest. It was so cool.
it's so good. Also, quick side note, Honest is way more fair in the anime than it is in real life, so you should look up that effect too. But jumping back to this card, um, it really upsets me because my favorite archetype from the GX era is not actually heroes, but Neospatians, and this could have been the perfect like thing to tie the gap between them because Neospatians alone right now don't do much. And if he was treated as Neos, or even if he was just treated as a light monster in the graveyard, or not light, but normal monster in the graveyard, like it would give them something to contend with because it really just comes down to the fact that he doesn't power up Neospatians.
That
Like
too.
it
That's also
really
kind
upsets
of
me.
that too. That's kind of also disheartening. But like with Neo's patience, just drawing into Neo sucks, right?
Yeah,
You typically want to dump them with Prisma, or like or whatever really. So like I don't know if this card, I've tested it out, and it's okay in like standard hero decks. I'm starting to see more people use it, kind of. And I've tested it out in Neospacians too, and it's pretty cool because you summon your Prisma, send Neos to the graveyard, and you're able to protect it using Honesty Neos. If you were to send Shadow Mist to the graveyard to search it off or whatever, so it's still okay, but it's so close to being like pretty legit Neos / spatial support if it was treated as Neos, because it being in your hand, no problem. Send it to the graveyard. You can run over something, and then boom, you have Neos in your hand. So it's still an okay card, but I think it's like a huge missed opportunity.
right. Especially with the background looking, if not like it looks just like Neospace, like the field spell card. So it really upsets me that it just like it rubs salt in the wound.
It's really really bad salt. But I still think the card's okay. I mean, it's cool. Like 2,500. That's like a nearly 5,000 Dark Law is like nothing to laugh at. That's really really cool. I don't know, just it's an okay card for me. I don't know how you feel about it in general.
I mean, you know exactly what I want to use it for. I've told you before the start of this conversation, and that's Voltic. Like, I think eHero Voltic is one of the best underrated heroes in the entire game. Um, if you don't know what he does, basically, anytime you do piercing or anytime he does battle damage, then you can special summon one banished hero from your banish zone. And I think that this, on top of the fact that he's a light, so you can combo that with Honest, like, just makes him amazing. Like,
Voltic is
because
really really good. It's just his 1,000 attack stat that I think has been holding it back lately.
oh, for sure, this definitely helps him. Like this
Yeah,
plus Honest make him really useful, and I think that actually one of the other cards that we're going to talk about later on in the video, in conjunction
banishes.
with that, is really awesome. So I want to try that out in a dual video possibly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Voltic can become back in. It's just cool, Voltic into Shadow Mist or any banished hero. That's just like that. Just it's a cool thing because you're bringing back something that's banished, straight to the field.
Especially if you combo that with like either Blazeman or more importantly like Shadow Mist, like
Mm,
that can become ridiculous.
yeah. Yeah. Shadow Mist is like really really important. I've been playtesting some other cards that we're gonna talk about, and like I end up running out of Shadow Mists, but we'll get to that right now. The next card I want to talk about is Vision Hero. Oh snap! Forgot the name. Hold on. It was literally announced like today.
Yeah.
Okay. The next card I want to talk about is Vision Hero Vion. Vion? I don't know if I'm saying that right. We're gonna find out. All right. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one hero monster from your deck to your graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can banish one hero monster from your graveyard, add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. It's dark, which I think is pretty important. It's a warrior, level 4, 1,000 attack, 1,200 defense. Strangely enough, this card is like a faster Blazeman.
Oh yeah.
It's that's so weird. Like Blazeman, yeah, search Poly, the next turn send Shadow Mist and search another hero, but this card does both in the same turn. It's a Vision Hero, which is weird. I don't know if we're getting more main deck Vision Heroes. That's going to be interesting.
I really hope so, because if we do, then I mean, I know they fall under the same like at least in the manga, I believe they're all dark, but I mean, they're just such a cool looking archetype. Like I like them much more than I like Destiny Heroes.
Really?
Yeah, I think Destiny Heroes are like the like stepchild of the hero archetype. um, but
Especially with
Vision
this,
Heroes look amazing.
especially with the support they've been getting. I don't know why their support is so lackluster for Destiny Hero. Celestial's pretty good, but I don't know. The other ones are just kind of really fair.
Yeah, I think Dark Angel was like the only good thing, and then they hit the only reason that it was even worthwhile, which was Kaiser Coliseum.
Oh, and they hit that, yeah, really soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
oh yeah, it was like before the pack even came out. But jumping back to this guy,
yeah,
uh, I'm just gonna call him Bion at this point. If that's incorrect, then whatever. Um, but like I really like him. First of all, I really like the fact that I believe that's his manga effect, the first one, that you
no,
can
his
send
manga
one
is
hero monster.
yeah, his manga effect is just to send one Vision Hero.
Hmm. And then I love the added effect. Can you do them both in the same turn? I didn't hear if
You
you
can both
could.
do you can do both in the same turn. So in the turn you summon, if you send Shadow Mist, you search a hero and then you banish Shadow Mist to search a poly. He's pretty much a one card fusion.
Yeah. No, he's amazing.
My
Like
only
you said,
pro
he's a better Blazeman.
yeah, he's a fat. Blazeman's still so. I still think Blazeman's pretty cool. Like he's so new. Like we have a faster Blazeman and almost a Stratos, almost a Stratos.
Yeah, he's very close. Especially like he's so much more utility than Blazeman 2, which is the biggest problem. Like
That's a
that I
problem.
think that Blazeman's already outdated now. Because first of all, we don't have a good Fire Masked hero
I
that's
know.
level 8.
I'm hoping for that. I'm really hoping for that level 8 dank Fire Mash hero.
Right?
uh,
But until then, we don't have him. We don't have. I mean, he's searchable through eCall, which Vision Heroes aren't. But Shadow Mist can search through us, and also Allure of Darkness is like a real thing with
oh, and
this.
it's at 3 now.
Yeah. Like you can run Allure with this more comfortably than you can with like Shadow Mist deck because I don't want to banish my Shadow Mist. As much as I'm an advocate for Voltic, like no, thank you.
I've done it before, and running 2 other shadow. It's not horrible. It does kind of suck, but like especially with like Pot of Avidity, it being at 3 right now is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that makes him even more like viable since you can throw away one comfortably through like Allure and then use his second effect. Like besides that with like Miracle Fusion, like because the cool thing is like Vision Heroes are a thing and like unfortunately they can't be Miracle Fusion like Trinity and Adoration can't, but you can still go for a Scudiado. And
yeah.
I think that that has a lot of potential. Like a lot of people don't really see the merit in him, and I understand why. Like there are a lot of better extra deck cards currently, but if you combo that with form change or mass change, then I think that he really becomes more threatening.
Oh yeah, especially since this guy can be mass changed into Dark Loranki or anything.
For sure, for sure.
Um.
I think
Oh,
the most exciting thing for me for this is that him coming out confirms that there will be more Vision Hero support.
and we're getting hero support. Just
Yeah,
that
just in general.
just that in general is pretty cool, right? Because you can definitely run this in heroes or Tzolk'in heroes. My big problem as of now, and I know this is really just like petty, is that he supports fusioning, right? Like fusing, and like right now the hero fusions just aren't that good, other than just the mask heroes. Like you can search
Uh,
Bowman and Poly, and you can go into absolute zero. But other than that, like you can also, I guess maybe Vision Hero, The one that takes two.
Adoration.
Adoration. Yeah. Other than that, like
Yeah.
I don't really know who else to go into. I mean, Escarado,
I
yeah,
mean,
but he'll only have like 2,600, I think.
yeah. Like the biggest problem for him is that he does what cards already do. He does what King of the Swamp does, and King of the Swamp can Miracle Fuse for absolute zero. He does what Blazeman does, and Blazeman can basically Foolish Burial and add the poly. The only thing that I think that he has going for him more than Blazeman is that he does them in the same turn.
Yeah, yeah, but the hero
Um,
fusions themselves are just not that great. Other than Absolute Zero,
yeah.
you can go into Absolute Zero
No,
with this guy
yeah.
like just on his own, which is cool and all. Um,
There is one thing that we can do that we're not thinking about though, like which is Starving Venom or Star Venom. Like
oh
that's
yeah, that
something that
too.
you can do pretty comfortably with this.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um,
Uh,
Overall, this card is really really fast, and like it's a +2 right off the bat if you're willing to banish Shadow Mist. And I don't know, it might be really good for upcoming Vision Heroes. Whenever we
yeah.
get them, if there's gonna be more support and we're gonna have more Vision Hero fusions, because Adoration and Trinity's really good. At times,
Mhm.
Adoration is just like if you have other heroes on the field, he's also pretty good, or at least decent.
Yeah, I think that, and this is maybe just me because I haven't play tested with it. It just came out today, like we said. Um, I think, strangely enough, the best archetype that this will go good in would be, depending on how you build it, Neospatians. Like I know that I'm praising them this whole chat, but like you have to think about it from this perspective. You can summon him and send either Necroshade, which will give you that additional normal summon, or not additional, but that
Oh,
tributeless normal summon, which you
yeah,
can then combine with like Gem Knight Fusion and then set that up. Or you can just send it for Neos and then you'll have him ready for Miracle Contact. Along with
yeah.
that, there's the polymerization aspect. So once you do use up that Necro Shade for the additional or for the reduced cost summon of Neos, then you can just banish it and then there you go.
But you could do the same thing with Blaze Man.
That's true, but it takes more turns. Like if you, like I said, a lot of this comes from the fact if you're running Gem Knight Fusion or Brilliant Fusion is what I mean. So that way you can get this off and that off at the same time. Also, does this thing need to be normal summoned for it to do the first
Normal
effect,
or
or could it
special.
just be summoned? Oh, so you could. Oh, but no, it's not. It's not a hero lives target.
No, no, no. It's a Vision Hero. That's why. Or does no?
Yeah,
Yeah, Hero Lives only does E heroes. Yeah.
but it
Um,
is a Diane target. It is a Master Hero Diane target.
it is. It is Diane Target, which is pretty cool. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's cool. Um, I feel like I don't know what else to say other than that. It's just I think it's okay again. It definitely. I don't know. I don't know if fusion heroes are going to be a thing other than like the two Dark Claws, Anki and Acid. That's kind of running around the meta right now. I don't know if just like the fusions were better. I feel like this card would be amazing because it helps you get to those better like cards. Other than Absolute Zero is still pretty cool in my opinion. But out of the six Omni heroes, I think he's the one probably most worth playing.
Also, you have to keep in mind that Japan has Stratos, and I think that that changes up how they can play their deck a little bit more than us. I
Yeah,
know that like that's like
but
the
we don't.
standard thing to say,
Yeah.
but like it definitely does help that they can run Stratos and like they also have Super Poly, which I think is a key factor that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the ability to run Omni Heroes more comfortably than we do in the TCG, just
Feels
because they
bad.
can bring this thing out, use its effect, banish to add a poly, and then discard that poly to activate Super Poly and take whatever the fuck they want.
Oh yeah, especially since Polly's speed spell 4. You can't
Yeah.
do anything to
No,
stop it.
it's so great. I think the most exciting thing about this, like I said, is that we're getting more Vision Heroes, hopefully, and I
Yeah.
really, really want to see Vision Hero Witch Raider come out.
Witch Raider. What does that do?
When this card is summoned, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. I believe it actually banishes them, but I may be wrong on that. But
Oh.
its art's just really cool. It's a 28 dark beater. So
Oh
very
that.
exciting. Or 27, I don't remember.
Uh,
But it's very cool looking.
okay. Well, if that came out with its anime manga effect, that'd be insane. That'd be crazy. I'm really excited for Vision Heroes too. Like, holy crap! Like, I didn't like seeing this. I'm like, holy crap! An actual main deck Vision Hero. Like, holy, is there gonna be more? Because I
Oh
know
God, I really hope so.
I think Aster uses them in the manga though. I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, he
Okay.
does.
Yeah, so Faster Blaze, man, it's cool. It could have been better, but we'll see. If we're getting more hero support, I would like some more fusions, but we'll
Mhm.
see. Okay, next card,
Cool.
which is really cool. When I first saw this, I think this is the card that I'm most excited about, even though I don't think it's gonna be used at all. It's just the artwork's so cool. It's Legacy of a Hero. Have you seen it
Oh
by
God, yes.
Yeah, it has Flamewind's wing and like dragon arm. I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Um, Return two fusion monsters that list a hero monster as material from your graveyard to the extra deck. Draw 3 cards. Um, you can activate it once per turn. Again, I'm so mad that okay. If it did include Mask Heroes, it'd probably be too broken.
Mhm.
As of now, it doesn't. Only fusion monsters that list a hero monster as material. So like Vision Heroes, the Omni Heroes, of course the OG Elemental Fusion monsters. It's it's okay. It's meh. When I was playtesting it, um, with all the Miracle Fusions and Vion and all that, I was able to get 2 fusion monsters out. I was able to get like Nova Master and Adoration out, and they're both level 8. So what I would do is overlay them for like Hope Harbinger Dragon number 38, I believe. And then as I was detaching his materials, or something different like oh, that Dragon Knight, the level 8 Dragon Knight, they can like negate effects or something.
Mhm.
And while I was detaching materials, when they both hit the grave, then I would use this card, shuffle them back, and like draw 3 cards. That's like the only thing I was able to do with it. I don't know. It's an okay card in my opinion. I haven't tested it out on Neospatians because I don't know if you know about my Neospatian deck, but Contact Fuse into like Air Neos and then Mass change him out before he has to shuffle back to the deck. Mass change him out to like Kamikaze or Divine Wind and
Mhm.
keep going with that. And since they hit the graveyard, I can use it. I can use this card with it, bring them back to the deck, and then draw 3 cards. I haven't tested that out, but that's just kind of like a theory. But
Yeah.
this card's cool. The draw 3 cards, that part is insane. But I don't know if there's ever going to be a time when players will have 2 fusion monsters that are not Mask Heroes in the graveyard. You know?
hmm No, it's really tricky because like the only card that you can kind of justify running in that scenario would be Absolute Zero,
Mm-hmm.
and like I can see people well like because me and you are both very like strong advocates of like the Omni heroes. Like you saw my really small YCS hero like deck profile from like
Yeah,
last
definitely.
summer, um,
And I
and
still
I've
play
seen
Nova Master. I love Nova
your
Master.
yeah. I know, and your Fusion Frenzy, like your crazy fusion deck that you came up with like a few weeks ago is really cool too.
Thank you.
So I think in builds like those, they'll work really comfortably. But the problem stems from the fact that you're taking extra deck slots in order to use up, like you're kind of using the cards to use them, which is fine, but their effects are kind of lackluster compared to what else is out right now. Like Gaia gets power creeped by what's his name?
Dark Rebellion.
XY, yeah, Rebellion, who does exactly what Gaia does, except he keeps the attack boost. Like, it's so much better. And like in my opinion, the 3 best Masked Heroes or Omni Heroes would have to be like, uh, Great
Absolute Zero.
Tornado,
Oh, Great
Absolute
Tornado.
Zero. Yeah. Like, first of all, Great Tornado, and he's can't even be played in like the TCG. And then Absolute Zero for sure. And then like the third one's kind of a toss up between Shining and Nova Master. It depends on if you need more power or if you need more advantage. Like for me, I prefer Nova Master.
Same.
I don't know where you stand on that. Okay, cool. Um, there is one thing you can do though that possibly may make this work, and that's Gale Dagra.
Oh, what?
So Gale Dagra is a Earth level 2 insect effect monster that is garbage.
Oh, isn't it like
It's
you pay 3,000, then you can send uh
Yeah, you can discard a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard.
that no. That's just not even worth it. Again, the only ways I see this card being used is again, I've been playtesting, so it's my view's a little different, but I have been able to get like Nova Master and Adoration on the field with all the new supports and stuff. And I have been able to overlay them into something that while I'm detaching materials, boom, I have 2 of them in the graveyard. Then I can use this card, shuffle them back, and draw 3 cards. Um, I've been able to do that, and I've been wanting to playtest it in Neospatians, but I don't know, like this card. I don't. It's like the coolest card, but I don't think it's gonna be used at all, really.
I mean, I'm picking up as many as I can, like hands down. Like I'm getting more than like one playset as long as it's easy to get. It better not come out common. Like I'm gonna be very spoiled
Oh.
about these new hero cards. I want them all in high rarity.
Yeah, I want, especially since this card looks so shiny. You know, it has like the light and everything, all the glitter and all that.
For sure.
um,
Like if this was a super rare, I would be ecstatic.
yeah. It's such a cool like draw. I don't know any other card that lets you draw three. I know they're out there, but I
The only
don't.
one, yeah, the only ones I can think of are like Mori of Greed, and like you still have to. You basically it's a 3 for 3 because you have to activate the spell and then you have to reveal and shuffle 2 water monsters back. This is so free.
Yeah, this is free. But when will there ever be a time where you have those cards in the graveyard? It's kind of like Contrast Hero Chaos, where it's so good, but it's only good like late game, and you just never get to it because Heroes OTK is just fast.
Yeah, or they get screwed over by whatever you're playing against, depending on how strong it is.
I know, and I want to use this card because I want to go +3 or +2, I
You know,
guess.
you know what would be a really screwy deck to use this in, actually? This is very, very side notey, but you could run this in a Mega Zaborg focused deck.
Oh, and then like toss your entire toss like
Yeah, you
half your.
toss your extra deck, and then you toss your opponent's, and then, like, first of all, you're crippling them, and also, you just shuffle back the hero stuff that you tossed to draw 3 more cards. So, if anyone can come up with a creative version to make Monarchs with this card, I think that that's one of the only decks that can really abuse it outside of the own archetype.
There's also a fusion guard, but it's not that great. It's kind of cheeky where it's like, oh, I think if you were to take damage, you can negate it and then send a card from your extra deck to the graveyard.
Yeah, and I think it's only effect damage.
I think it's random too, so unless you like, so you have to kind of get
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah, you have to like load up your entire extra deck with hero fusions, which,
No, no, no,
like
no.
don't.
It only sends a fusion. It doesn't. If you have XCs, it won't count those.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
So like you can run
Yeah,
like the bare essentials like two Dark Laws, Acid, and Anki, and then just kind of hope for, and then just kind of hope for it.
yeah, no, that's a pretty valid. What I do like is that this hits E-Heroes, Evil Heroes, Neospatians, and Vision Heroes, and actually Destiny Heroes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
with
Destiny
the new
Heroes too.
guys, yeah, like so that's pretty decent. Like what I think the only version that the of this card could be used comfortably is like either some version like how you have your Hero Turbo deck, your Fusion Turbo is what I should say,
Hmm.
um, or alternatively you could also make like Hero Exceeds because there were a lot of good. I mean, all the heroes that are Omni heroes are level 8, so you'd be throwing a lot of resources away, and that's the only problem. But you could
Isn't Gaia level
technically go.
6?
Gaia is level 6. He's the only level 6 Omni hero.
That's so strange. Sorry, go on.
It's strange. It helps with like the form changing into like Dark Law and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Vapor and what.
That's cool. Yeah.
But going back to what I was saying, like you can always go polymerization, fuse. I don't know. For the sake of argument, like let's say Stratos was legal, then you could fuse Stratos and Shadow Mist, right? So you'd get your search for Shadow Mist, and you'd get your Stratos in the graveyard, and you'd go for Great Tornado, reduce all your opponent's monsters' attack by half. Then you go Miracle Fusion, fuse those two together for Escuriado, or if you want to be ridiculous, you can go for another Tornado, whatever. Um,
Two double tornado. Half your attack. I have fourth your attack points.
and then, um, so from there you would go overlay those two monsters together, and then go for like Harpovenger, or not Harpovenger, but like you know what I'm saying, like one of the Galaxy monsters or something ranking.
Yeah, something that detaches, so you get those in the graveyard, and then you're able to use this, get them back, and then draw 3 cards. That's how I've been able to use this card when I was play testing it,
Mm-hmm.
and
No, that makes sense.
it was pretty insane. I activate this, draw 3 cards. It was really really insane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. This card, it makes you want to kill myself. Because it could have been like if it, I don't know, if it included Mask Heroes, I think it would be the most OP shit ever.
Oh God, yeah. No, and that's like a technical effect, right? Because it has to be. it's so weird. Like it's not confirmed that that is how it's written, or like is it? I don't really
I
know for
think it is
sure.
confirmed. It returns two fusion monsters that list a hero monster as material.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's how it's worded. So yeah, so not masters, because it's basically sacrifice to special summon.
Yeah, I want to die.
I
um,
mean, here's hoping that we get some like I don't know better versions of some of the heroes that. There's a lot of fusions that aren't actually a thing. Like we never got a fusion of like Sparkman and like
that's what I'm. That's
Bubble
what I
Man
was.
or
That's what I was
anything.
about to say. That we could either we could. It'd be so cool if we get like different combinations of like the OG heroes, or if we get new Neospatian heroes with like new combinations like Neos, Flare Scarab, and I don't know, Air Hummingbird, Phoenix Neos,
Yeah,
or something like that. You know, that'd be cool.
yeah. Like, and like we already have Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer, which is a opposite version of Flame Wingman with the exact same material. I would really love to see, like, either heroes that have never been combined together, like I said, like Bubbleman and Sparkman, or like a combination of old heroes that have like a new form. Like, so for example, you could go
Oh,
for
that'd be cool.
uh. Right, like you could go for like Necro Shaman, or you could go for something that has the same material but is an extremely different monster.
Yeah, like Mudball Man and Mad Mudball Man.
Also, when am I getting my my other when am I getting the Clayman that I can bring out through Metamorph? Like I
Oh
need that.
yeah, God. Well, he looked like a football player. I remember that shit.
Yeah. Oh God.
When are we getting the next all the next forms? We got
The
Glowmoss, which is ironically the best one.
right
um,
the trash mass change targets.
trash mass change. There's one more card I want to talk about, and I don't know if you heard of it. It's transcendental polymerization.
Oh God, yes. I've been talking with that with my roommates about that for a hot minute.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll say pay 2,000 light points, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using two monsters you control as fusion material. So not from your hand, it has to be from the field, kind of like fusion substitute. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion summoned, then target one monster fusion summoned by this card's effect. Special summon all the fusion materials that were used for its fusion summon from your graveyard, but their attack and defense points become zero, and they have their effects negated. Thoughts?
So this is the best card that we've talked about today. Like
I agree.
hands down in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah. Um.
Um,
And
I'll let
and
you start first.
no, I've been starting. You go ahead.
Okay,
In
well,
terms of
so
heroes, and
basically,
you can do in terms of like the card itself, but in terms of heroes too.
no, of course, of course. Like, I can go on and on about Star Venom and all this dumb stuff, but in terms of heroes, I think that this card is the reason that, like, what is it? Legacy of Hero can actually become viable. And that's because, paying 2,000 life points is nothing in this game. It's all about card advantage, and this gives
We
you
pay half
so
our light
much
points like
advantage.
every duel.
Right. Like, so, okay, so here's the thing. So you're paying 2,000 life points to bring out a monster that basically can't be affected by Solemn Strike because for most people, I don't know if you guys know this, but the reason that you cannot negate a fusion or a ritual monster summoning only the spell card that brings them out through Solemn Strike is because that is an non-inherent summon. They are not the monster is not summoning themselves directly. It is the spell or trap card that is summoning them. So unlike Synchros or Exceeds, or Contact Fusion, which does not require an outside card. Fusions and ritual monsters do require an outside card, and you have to stop that card before the monster actually comes out. And so this card not being able to be negated, uh, is just amazing. I wish it was. Yeah. It can't be responded to, correct? Yeah.
Cards and
So that's
effects cannot be
amazing.
activated in response to this card's activation.
Yeah. So super good. Spell speed 4. I love it. Like that had me from the get go because I was like, okay, cool. I'm safe from Psalm Strike at least for now. Like depending on how I play it, like if I activate an effect, I can get screwed over by it. But usually with hero fusions, you would at least need to attack and destroy a monster before you get anything for free.
Hmm.
Um, so that's one positive already. What I really like is you can banish this card from the graveyard immediately, like during the same turn, which is something that we don't see with a lot of spell and trap cards with that kind of effect. So it's really cool because basically bringing out those two monsters together gives you either more fusion or more exceeding. So like the prime example that I was using with my roommate which I know isn't hero related, but it kind of translates into that, is if you can get out 2 Cyber Dragons or a Cyber Dragon and a core or something, just some way that you have 2 level 5 machines, you can first go for Cyber End Dragon or Rampage, and then bring out Cyber Dragon Infinity. Like, so
Hmm.
you get an Exceed and a Fusion at the same time.
Uh, Sorry, I'm just thinking that through. Yeah, that's pretty OP. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool.
So in the same vein, you can do summon out
Would you
what's
wait?
his name?
Would you be able to? Because that what was that one that its effect was? Oh, change all the Cyber Dragons to level 5, right?
Yeah, I think that its effects would be negated, so it would have to be 2 Cyber Dragons. But
Okay, yeah.
here's where it applies to heroes, and it's actually better in heroes. Summon out Tin Goldfish, special out Bubble Man, activate this, go for absolute zero, send those 2 to the graveyard, banish this, get out both of them back, summon out Bahamut Shark, detach, summon out Tree Toad.
And then absolute zero will be like 3,500.
Exactly. So you have a huge beat stick that if your opponent tries to blow up the board, you can first of all negate it, and secondly, they have to choose now. They have to choose either: am I going to deal with the Bahamut Shark, which could get them out a second Treat Toad? Am I going to deal with the first Treat Toad that is an immediate threat, or am I going to have to deal with the absolute zero, so that if I do get past this Treat Toad, my resources are going to be lower, and I run the risk of him summoning out that same Treat Toad back again through Bahamut Shark, a second one through Bahamut Shark, um, or like my board gets blown up basically. Like, so it's a really threatening board without having to deal with, like, it's basically like the best secondary board outside of like Rafelza, Treat Toad,
And
Bahamut
Darklaw.
Shark, and Darklaw.
Yeah. Um, I haven't played tested. I haven't play tested this card at all, so I don't know or I'm not gonna say everything, but like don't know a lot too much about it. The big thing that's concerning me right now is I don't think this card's searchable.
It is only through one means, and that is the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, good. I think everything is.
I mean, it is a thing you can do. You can go. You can activate Brilliant Fusion, send a Gem Knight, send what's his name, Wing Karibo, and then activate Philosopher's Stone. The problem is that you have to pay half your life points to activate Philosopher's Stone,
And
and then
then
you
pay
have to pay
2,000.
2,000 life points.
But it's not searchable by Blaze Man or Vion or anything like that, huh?
No, no.
Would
Like,
you be
it's
willing to
really
play?
crappy.
Would you be willing to play 3 copies of this?
Um, I think I'd be willing to play 2 copies and let it be a floater.
A floater?
But that's without testing it. The more I think about it, the more I think 3 would be fine, especially if you're running a build that runs Summoner Monk, or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, that way you can just discard anything you don't need. What I love is that it's not once per turn. Neither effect is once per turn.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand that. And and card's effects can't be activated to its first effect, I believe. So this card is just like super ultra fast and it doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't give a fuck.
Right? The only thing that, and this is, again, I'm a Voltic fanboy. The only thing that I don't like is it doesn't banish the material after they've been used, after they've been brought back by this effect.
Is
So
that
I
a good
can't
thing?
go,
I think it's
okay,
a good
cool.
thing. That's a good thing, dude. That's a
I
good
know it's a
thing.
good thing, but I'm
You
so
can
thirsty
miracle
for
fusion
Voltic.
it. Then miracle fusion
Oh,
them.
damn! Holy crap! I didn't even think about that. Damn.
Yeah, this card is crazy. I don't know. It's obviously not going to be like as hot in Heroes as it is like in other deck. Like I don't know. I think Mega Capital G was talking about how hot this card is going to be like in other decks that can spam summon more than Heroes can.
Yeah. Well, like Shaddolls could really abuse this, especially depending on what their material. Like, if you use like Hedgehog and Malicious, not only do you have a fusion, but you now have a level 8 synchro.
Yeah,
And Malicious hasn't even used its effect to bring out the other one from the main deck, so you still have another 2 Malicious left. Like, it can do some really ridiculous stuff, and I think that this is going to be a staple in anything that can use fusion monsters, especially like stuff that happens to either be synchroable or fusionable together.
yeah. This card's crazy. I don't have much to say about it because it seems pretty straightforward what it can do. Again, I haven't playtested it, so I don't know 100% what we can do with it. In Heroes, it just seems like you can get absolute zero out something else, and then bring those materials back, and then maybe exceed for Rafflesia or Chaptrix or Rafflesia or Baphomet Shark, and then Tree Toad.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this card's artwork tells everything. Like, I don't know if you're going to show it, but
Oh yeah,
basically, like, you can see the polymerization in the background, like the design of it, the swirling. But along with that, you see these two monsters that are the fusion materials floating around like Exceed materials, and then on the sides of them at the top and the bottom, you see the synchro rings. So like it's just this card is basically telling you, yeah, no, fusion summon and then do whatever else you want.
which is cool. I think it's cool. It kind of looks like Super Poly too now. I look at it with the glow in the middle and like it's cracking through and all that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of the prettiest fusion artworks I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely the best card we talked about. Um, I'm curious. Like I don't know. I'm curious to see how people are gonna incorporate this into their decks and hero decks. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Out of all the cards, I don't know. Probably Honesty Neos is gonna make the most impact in heroes, but I'd be really surprised if transcend that. I'd be stoked and surprised if somebody finds out like some hardcore broken bullshit with this card.
I'm pretty sure that this is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to go, everyone's going to hype the hell out of this for the first 3 months before it even comes out, or, which I think is going to be more prevalent currently, I think this thing is going to go, a lot of YouTubers are going to talk about it, but I think it's going to go under the radar for most competitive players, or at least most, like, not competitive, like in the top tier that know everything about like every card coming out, but like casually competitive, like locals and like maybe like regional level. Like I don't think this card's going to see too much play until someone wins with it, and then it's going to just spike up in price.
Yeah,
If it comes out as anything more than like a super or rare, which I could actually see this coming out as a secret in America, just because of how Shaddolls are still a thing, heroes are kind of a thing. Um, like, I mean, Star Venom is a thing technically.
yeah.
Like,
Star Venom
so there
has
are
to have
definitely
it.
options.
Star Venom has to be fusioned, summoned from with monsters from the field. So like this card's asking for it.
Right? No, I actually think that this is a better card than Fusion Substitute by a long shot, because like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
there's
yeah,
any
definitely.
benefit to Fusion Substitute at all.
It just lets you draw,
Yeah,
but that's not
it
even
like
during the same
resets the
turn.
card and lets you draw.
That's not even during the same turn though.
Hmm. Hmm. What I think that the craziest thing to see with this, talking about the hero play that we talked about with the tree toad and whatnot, is that you can, after you've done all that, because like I said, I wanted it to banish the stuff, but I think that it is better for it to be sent to the grave. Is after all that play with the Bahamut Shark, the tree toad, and the Absolute Zero, you can then go instant fusion, bring out Norden, special summon another one, and then you have a board of like Absolute Zero, two Bahamut Sharks and two Tree Toads, or Rafelza and Bahamut Shark and Tree Toad, like however you want to play it. Like,
That's like the
but just
ideal hand though. Having Tingle Fishbowl Man this card and then instant fusion.
yeah, but right now they're all at three in America. So and also E calls at three, Rhoda's at one. Like, I think that it's more sound than like a lot of people would lead it to believe. Also, you can just do this combo with two Bubble Men as well. You don't need the 10 Goldfish per se, because if you have this in your hand, two Bubble Man, and then instant fusion, as long as you don't have another monster, then you can just summon one Bubble Man and then special the other after setting it all of these. And because they're not quick plays, you can just activate them right then and there.
You know what would be insane but would cost a lot of light points? I'm thinking about
Hmm.
it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you were to like soul charge like three of them, no, never mind. Because what could you could go to core, but I mean, who plays core other than
I
me for
mean,
fun?
I like Trinity. I like Trinity a lot actually. Like also, oh,
So
using
soul
two
charge.
monsters. So that's a problem slightly. It depends on how you like. It does. That's the only like real stipulation I can think of, is that you can only fuse two monsters on your field. You can't fuse more than two.
Oh no, 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 you're right, you're right. Yeah, this card. Yeah, it strictly says using two monsters you control as fusion materials.
Because
Yeah,
you could do, if it was other than that, you could have done something like summon out Trinity, and he's just amazing. My
and
God.
then bring back all three of them.
Yeah, and then do some crazy Exceed shenanigans.
No,
Like
no, but I was wrong. I
this
didn't read it
deck,
all the way through.
this card is definitely like one of my favorites. I'm going to probably pick up at least a playset if I can. I really hope. I really want this to come out in a high rarity so it'll look pretty, but I really hope it's not like a sought after card, which why my biggest thing is, why Geo Pro duelists and real life duelists have a completely different style of deck building, I think.
depending on what they can get their hands on, or
I think a little bit of that, and also I think YGO duelists are more inclined to experiment, like than decks we see like real life deck profiles. I think that real life deck profiles are neat, but I think that you see a lot more creativity on YGO
oh yeah, because they have
dueling
access to
videos.
everything and they can duel more often.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that you'll see this a lot more on those kinds of videos than you will like live action deck profiles, even when it comes out in America.
Possibly, yeah. I see where you're coming from. This card's great. This card's really cool. God, I don't know what to say other than that. I'm just noticing the synchro rings. That's so cool. That's amazing. It's just, I think I'm not as super excited. Don't get me wrong, they're so cool. I just think that I'm not like super excited because the hero fusions, other than the mask heroes, obviously aren't super great. Other than Absolute Zero, which we've been mentioning like every time we bring up a card. Um, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for those OP like hero fusion monsters that'll bring Polly and Blazeman back into the game. But whenever that happens, honestly, or and Miracle Fusion, because most hero
I'll
players
do.
don't even play one
Yeah.
Miracle Fusion.
No, it's sad. Like if you're gonna, in fact, if you think you want to build any nice deck with this, and you think Miracle Fusion is going to be involved in there at all, for anyone who's listening to this, you should definitely pick up Ultimate Rares while they're still cheap. I was going to this summer pick up a bunch of Ulti Rare Bubble Mans while they were $5, and I just never got to it. And I mean, look at what happened with Tree Toad. And now I think that Ulti Rare Bubble Man is not going to drop in price for a while because of all the hype with all this new fusion and hero support. So I think he's just going to stay at that high value. So if anything, that should be your indication to pick up all of the other ultra rare hero stuff that you think you might be after. Like even if you don't think it might be played too well, Neos Alias is ulti and he's cheap, and so is Miracle Fusion, and those are two very pretty cards.
You know, it would be cool. I know monsters like Ocean and Woodsman and Heat, like all of them are supposed to like fill those like generic roles for the Omni heroes. It'd be cool if they can also specifically fuse with one another.
Oh god, yeah, like you mean like Terra Firma, kind of.
Yeah, like Terra Firma's Woodsman and Ocean. Like I don't know if you
Mhm.
fuse Blazeman and Shadow Mist together, make some type of Phoenix D Dark Hero monster that specifically says Blazeman and Shadow Mist. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd also be ridiculously free advantage.
Oh yeah,
Oh god.
that would be. But yeah,
But like
but
I
look
see
at
what you're saying,
Vion.
like
Look at
Kypnos and like something like that.
Yeah, but look at Vion. He searches Polly and a monster if you send Shadow Mist to the graveyard.
Hmm. Hmm. No, he's so
Or
good.
or
I think this whole roster of stuff is very good. Like that's the word I would use for all of it as a whole. Like it is good. It is not great. It is not bad. But it's like it's tier two right now. The only card that I think can go past that is Transcendental Polymerization, and that's only because it goes in everything.
yeah, but it's fusion
Um,
support, and I felt like bringing it out because applicable in Heroes. I think to support
exactly.
all this is really cool. It's cool. I don't know, and I could be completely wrong. Like I was wrong about honestly Neos. At first, I was like, it's kind of mad, but I'm seeing it played more, and I tested out myself, and it is cool. So I could be wrong on all this, but right now it's just standing at okay and cool for me. Like it's cool that we're getting this because
Yeah,
because
like
I'm just a spoiled bitch and I need like the super OP shit.
yeah. No, I got you. In my mind, I think that, like I said, someone on YGO Pro dueling on YouTube is going to figure out how to break this. And I'm very excited to see like the new Vision Heroes. For right now,
Yes, the
like I
new Vision
said,
Heroes.
if you're interested in any fusion archetype, Shadal's, maybe not the new one that's coming out that has just one main deck monster. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the
Uh,
Eidolon,
yeah, Dante in a new costume.
freaking Dante, always meta.
Besides him, I think that any other fusion archetype that could use this should use this.
Even Fluffles,
I don't play trash.
dude, they've gone really good.
I know they've gotten amazing. Actually, yeah, I'm not sure if like Fluffles, maybe like one of, if you can even, because they fuse a lot more from the hand. They already have monsters that basically treat themselves as polymerization. Also, please, I was kidding. God, guys in the comment section, don't go off.
I don't play trash. That's such an
Um,
asshole thing to say. um,
um, I play heroes, of course. I play trash.
you play Voltic.
Oh God, but he's so good.
He
Like you just
could
proved
be
how good
good.
he is.
He could be good. He could be. Damn it, he could be. That's where we're at right
Right.
now.
This like this entire conversation has just been like, how can Voltic apply to this card? How can Voltic, like it's
and
so
and
good.
and us being like, but wait, absolute zero,
It's such
absolute
a let me
zero.
tell you. Let me tell you, I'm about to solve your problems, friend. You summon out V Hero Vylon, you use his effect, you send Shadow Mist to the graveyard, or you have a Shadow Mist already in the graveyard, right? Oh, no, 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 I got it. All right, you ready for this, everyone? Here we go. So, summon out Red Resonator, special out V Hero Vylon, use his effect, send something to the graveyard, fuse them together, go for Nova Master, bring them back, go
Wait.
for.
You lost me on Nova Master. Nova Master is an elemental hero and a fire.
Damn it! No! I forgot Absolute Zero is the only one that doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, absolute zero is just too good.
It's like, alright, never mind, everyone, I'm a dummy.
No, you're not a dummy. Um, yeah, I have nothing else to say. I'm just it's just the hero fusion monsters. That's what's troubling me the most. That they're not super good except for Absolute Zero and kind of Shining. I've been playing Shining more because you can banish Honesty Neos, and then if Shining gets destroyed and its effect triggers, you can get Honesty Neos back to your hand.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Shining Flare, my bad. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool too. Other than that, I don't know. I'll test it out and I'll get the polymerization and I'll get the other monster. And I'm like, all right, now what do I go into? I can go to Adoration, but it's just okay to me. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. It's just okay.
Yeah,
Transcendental fusion polymerization is gonna be OP and other shit maybe, and maybe even heroes. I can see it go. All right, fusion absolute zero, then bring those two back and go into Trito and all that. But yeah, the hero stuff, okay.
I think, I still, because I run Cyber Angels, so I understand the merit of Gale Dogra, and I think that, in Cyber Angels it's pretty beneficial. I think that the fact that you can basically pay 6,000 life points to do literally nothing except draw 3 cards is really good. Like, when you really think about it, that's all you're doing. You're summoning out Gale Dogra, you're paying 3,000 twice, and then you get to set those things back up. And so I think that as far as that or Zaborg.deck, like the Legacy of Hero is pretty good, but I still see your situation with the whole like hero fusions aren't that great. We need more like fusion monster support, not fusion summoning, but like fusion monster. Also Skyscraper. I know that Twin Twister is like a thing, but Skyscraper is also pretty viable. And I think that most people would hit face downs before they hit Skyscraper.
Oh yeah, skyscraper. That'd be really cool to use that again. Man, that'd be so cool. Just thinking about that. Is that what's his name? Dai Gondmon? Dai
It is Gale Dogma
Gale
or
Dogma.
Dogra.
Dog is his effect once per turn?
No, you can just keep doing it.
Oh wow, holy shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The only thing is, unless you like go for E-Hero Gaia in defense mode after he's on the field, or like mass change to him into Diane, then you only have a 650 attack point monster.
I just realized that Vion might be pretty good for synchro heroes. Tzolk'in heroes.
Yeah, no, Tzolk'in heroes will love him.
Yeah.
Especially if you combo them with like Star Venom too. Like, because I've seen people mix Tzolk'in, Star Venom, and Utopia Prime, and that is a really cool combination of things to have on the board.
You can also summon Dystopia guy.
Oh yeah, but
Or
who
no,
cares?
not Dystopia guy. The level 6 one, Deadly guy. I think his name is.
Yeah.
So
What's
like
his name in America?
So like you summon him, you send Shadow Mist, you search Malicious, you also grab a Poly, and then you fuse into Deadly guy. I think his name is. I could be completely wrong. With Malicious in him, and then you switch to Malicious, and you go for like a level 6 or a rank 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
no, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here, especially for like just the fact that he's a dark, the fact that he searches that poly
level
out. Like,
4
there's a lot of
warrior.
options with all of these cards, and I think that right now we're seeing them at surface level, and we're not seeing them combined with other things. Because I have a friend who has a it makes me jealous. He has a very good hero deck that uses all the classic hero fusions and all the, or a good amount of the master heroes. Um, and it like OTKs, like it's legitimately powerful. Like a lot of
I would
people like
love
joke
to
about
see
it.
that
Yeah, I'll make a video using it or just showing it off. It's a little
because
bit dated, and I would love to see him incorporate the new stuff because I know that XYZ heroes, especially like Bubbleman, like based heroes, are kind of indifferent to Honesty Neos, but I know that classic heroes would love him.
yeah, because if fusion heroes can become a thing, because fusion heroes, using the fusion recovery and then Vion and then Fifth Hope, like that would be so cool if fusion heroes become a thing.
Hmm.
Just like
Yeah,
raw
no,
on poly miracle and then at the end top it off with mass change and form change for the win or whatever.
mhm. And I think that these support cards may actually be more beneficial. Like our ban list, in conjunction with these cards, may actually be more beneficial than having Stratos back. I love Stratos and I want him back, but I know that if we get him back, we get Bubble Man at like 1 or 2, and then we get Shadow Mist at 1. Like Hero Lives at 2. Like we lose out on a lot of stuff. And
Yeah, I
normally
think Japan
I
has
would be
Shadow Mist at 1 right now.
yeah, and normally I would be more comfortable with having Stratos. I think that Stratos is more utility for fusion hero decks, but I think that you can currently, with our ban list as it is compared to Japan's, not having the Stratos in substitution of all the other cool stuff that we have, I can live with it with all this new support.
Oh yeah, so this guy pretty much does what Blazeman and Stratos does in
Mhm.
one turn.
Yeah.
But
So I think that's about all I have to say about all that stuff.
I want to play Kamikaze though.
Oh God, I'll show you the build that my friend has because he runs I think Kamikaze and Nova Master in it, and it's so much free draw.
Yeah, show that to me after this. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. You can check out SlyHedoTCG's channel in the link down below, and hopefully we'll be back again with more talking about more hero support because I'm really excited for the future. This is a good first step. I'm really excited for Vision Heroes. I want more fusion heroes, and that's pretty much it. See ya.
Okay, bye.